Hey guys, today we're going to read the Berenstain Bears called Forget Their Manners. See, Papa Bear was having a branch line with his teeth.
It's by Stan and Jan Berenstain.
Yeah. So here we go. It's made by Random House Home Video. There was trouble in the big tree house down a sunny dirt road deep in Bear Country. Trouble with manners. The Bear family's trouble with manners was that they forgot them.
That does not look like a happy family.
Papa Bear would say, "Hey, stop arguing, you two!"
Yep.
At first, it was just an occasional please or thank you that was forgotten. Then there was a rude push without an excuse me.
That's not nice.
Then a reach across the table instead of a please pass the broccoli. Mama Bear wasn't quite sure how or why it happened, but she was sure of one thing: whatever the reason the Bear family had become a pushing, shoving, name-calling,
Ill-mannered mess. What, their name calling.
Silly head, fuzz brain, noodle puss! At the table, it was even worse. They were grabbing, mouth stuffing, food fighting, kicking under the table. Super mess. Look what they're doing.
Everybody looks so angry.
Hey, I want one, and say, no, I want one. Okay.
Just read, Michael, okay?
Of course, Mama Bear tried to correct Brother and Sister Bear's behavior. She tried
Coaxing.
She tried
Complaining.
She tried
Shouting.
She tried going to Papa for help, though it sometimes seemed to Mama that he was part of the problem. She was not happy. You behaved badly, you two twins. That's what she said. Papa banged on the table and shouted as only he could shout, but nothing really seemed to do any good. And Papa Bear
Just read the words, okay?
Okay.
All right.
Mama didn't like that what was happening to her family. Not one bit. Something had to be done, but what? The best way to fight bad habits, she thought, was with good habits. Then she thought...
Makes sense to me.
Then she thought of a plan. She got a big piece of cardboard and a marker. At the top she wrote,
What did she write?
The Bear Family Politeness Plan. When the plan was finished, she called a family meeting and showed it to Papa and the cubs. Yes, see, Mama wrote this.
Yes, and she's going to teach the family the plan. And what does the plan say?
It certainly got the Bear family's attention. The rudeness is forgetting please or thank you, pushing or shoving.
Okay, no, we're going to read it like this. The rudeness and then the penalty. So forgetting please or thank you, you have to sweep the front steps. Pushing or shoving, you have to beat 2 rugs.
Ooh.
What do you get for interrupting?
Dust downstairs.
Name calling,
Clean cellar.
reaching at table,
Clean yard.
playing with food,
Wash dishes.
rude noises,
Weed garden.
banging door,
Clean attack.
attic,
Excuse me.
forgetting excuse me,
Empty garbage.
hogging the bathroom,
Put out trash. Mama's plan had a list of all the rude things she wanted to stop. Beside each one was a penalty, a job, or chore that went with it. If you've forgotten a please or a thank you, you have to sweep the front steps. If you pushed to shoved, you had to be two bugs. Rugs, excuse me. If you got caught name calling, you had to clean your whole cellar. But Mama sputtered the cobs, you're not being fair. It seems to me, she said, that you're the ones who all aren't being fair to yourselves
or anyone else.
Or anyone else. That's what manners are all about, being fair and considerate. Manners are very important. They help us get along with each other. Why without manners? Your mama's absolutely right, interrupted Papa. Thank you, Papa, for your comment, but interrupting is number 3 on the rude list. And the penalty is dusting the downstairs, Mama said, and handing him the feathered
duster.
Wow.
Yep.
Said Brother. This looks serious. I think we'd better come up with a plan of our own, or we're going to be doing a lot of extra chores. What sort of plan? Asked Sister. Well, he said, instead of just being polite, we'll be super polite. We'll please and thank you so much that Mama will get fed up and call the whole thing off. Yes, said Sister. We'll be so polite she won't be able to stand it.
No, I don't think that's going to work. You can never be too polite.
They put their plan into action. They were super polite on the stairs. After you, Sister Bear. Thank you, dear brother. In the hall. Excuse me, brother dear. Why, certainly, my dear sister. Waiting for the bathroom. Terribly sorry to have kept you waiting. Think nothing of it, my dear. But it didn't work the way
they expected.
Thank you. Mama didn't get fed up at all. And after a while, brother and sister forgot about being super polite and were just polite at the table. Pass them honey, please. Certainly. In the room, would you like me to help you pick up your toys? Thank you very much. In the yard, oops, sorry, I didn't mean to bump you. That's all right, no harm done. And it turned out that Mama had been right. Things did go more smoothly once they got into the good manners habit. They didn't even have to think about it. But it wasn't so easy for Papa. He was the one who got fed up. It's a little harder to change habits when you're older. And he had to do quite a few extra chores for forgetting his manners. I'm glad to get out of this house away from that,
politeness plan.
he said as he drove the family along the highway on a trip to the supermarket. Manners and courtesy are just as important away from home, especially on the road, said Mama. As they stopped at a stop sign to let pedestrians, and other cars pass, they help us drive safely. You have to look both ways before you cross the street. When the policemen tell you to say, safety first,
That's right.
that means safety first. Safety comes first. Well, grumbled Papa as they all went into a busy supermarket. I think you can have too much of a good thing. You've got to have common sense along with manners. Why, if you let everyone go ahead, if you at the checkout, you be there forever. And sometimes you have to interrupt. Excuse me, madam, he interrupted a shopper, but I believe you have a leaky bottle in your cart. The shopper thanked him for this help. Wow. You see, he said, driving home, there's more to life
than remembering your manners.
Besides, manners are all right for cubs and mama bears. Boink! But
oh no,
we Papa Bears have other things to think about. And he hit the car.
He wasn't paying attention, right?
At that moment, the car in front stopped suddenly and Papa bumped into it. He was furious. Why that pin-headed fiddlebrain, he snarled. Name-calling reminded Sister, and Sister was not happy. Yeah. Papa Bear, stop honking and stop name-calling to the other people. That's what Sister Bear would say. The penalty for name-calling was cleaning the whole cellar, so Papa gritted his teeth and remembered his manners, and a good thing too, because climbing out of the other car was the biggest, angriest bear he had ever seen. Duck crossing. But when the angry bear saw how polite Papa was, he remembered his manners too, but he explained that he had to stop short because a mama duck and her ducklings had crossed in front of him. Then he and Papa Bear looked at their bumpers and saw that no harm had been done. As I was saying, said Papa, as they continued on their way, it's very important for us to remember our manners at all times. And I want to thank you, Sister, for reminding me to remember mine. You're very welcome, I'm sure, said Sister Bear politely. The end.
The end.
And thank you so much for listening to my story, and we'll see you in the next video. Bye.